When I decided I wanted to study abroad, I always imagined that I would go somewhere in Europe because it is where I'd seen everyone else study abroad. However, going to Southeast Asia was an experience that impacted both my personal and professional development, and I wouldn't change it for the world. The first stop was Singapore, a place that is called a city within a jungle, for good reason. The country combines a lush green city with modern architecture to achieve this goal. What's more, Singapore's over 5 million people are crowded into only 269 square miles, so their limited resources are used in a smart and effective way. For the World Bank's 2019 report, Singapore is one of the world's best places to do business, and this was very evident through our company visits. Huge corporations such as Google and smaller companies like NasDaily all had something in common: a business-friendly environment. For me, it was interesting to see how Singapore's strict rules and low crime rate could allow businesses the ability to rely on Singapore's reputation. One of my favorite parts about Singapore was exploring the streets and food the country had to offer. Almost everyone we spoke to said they loved Singapore's diversity and variety of opportunities available. Though we were only in Malaysia for one day, I noticed how important the country was to its surrounding neighbors. First, building Legoland in Malaysia was a strategic move because there is enough land to support the theme park, and it is close enough to attract visitors from Singapore, China, Thailand, and more. This is a big source of revenue for the country and gives them a chance to attract tourists to other locations. The port in Malaysia is also very important because it is a big connection for ships in surrounding countries. I learned that Malaysia has a lot to offer in terms of entertainment and resources for its neighbors. The first thing I noticed when going to Vietnam were the crowded streets filled with motorcycles. I later learned from Chris Walker and the Startup Vietnam article that these people make up the dedicated workforce in Vietnam. The people of Vietnam are very determined to work hard, and I learned that if companies don't offer overtime, they will move to a new job. This has contributed to Vietnam's economic boom and is now a popular place for businesses to expand to. One of my favorite takeaways from Vietnam was learning about its history. Going to the Vietnam War Museum and visiting the tunnels really showed me the harsh conditions soldiers had to endure during that time. What's more, I was surprised at how welcoming the locals were towards Americans. In my head, I thought Vietnamese people wouldn't like having us Americans in their country because of the previous war, but everyone was so friendly and welcoming towards us. This really showed me how these people are forgiving and look towards the future instead of the past. First stop in Chiang Mai, Thailand showed me the rich culture and nature the city has to offer. Trekking the mountains of Chiang Mai and then having the opportunity to spend a night in a secluded village was such an amazing experience. The people in the village, as well as our tour guides, cooked us an amazing meal, showed us how to perform their cultural dances, and helped us send off lanterns into the night. This was an eye-opening experience for me because it gave me a new perspective on life. These people are not worried about their iPhones or the latest political news, but instead they are focused on their family and creating the best life for their tribe. And I think we can all learn something from that. Before coming to Thailand, I learned from the article Geek in Thailand that around 95% of Thais are Buddhist, the highest percentage in the world. Having the opportunity to visit a Buddhist temple and meet Pra KK gave me more insight on this philosophy. Pra KK informed us that Buddhism is not a religion, but rather a philosophy that is built on kindness and compassion within the community. Furthermore, being able to try meditation, which is a big part of Buddhism, opened my eyes to how much stress can impact a mindset. I learned that being present instead of worrying about the future and always having a good mindset will help me and those around me as well. I will take these ideas and practices with me even after leaving Thailand. Global immersion experience gave me a new outlook on business, a new sense of adventure, and lifelong friendships. Before going to Southeast Asia, I had no idea about the large amount of economic and business opportunities available. I also loved speaking with the local people because they were able to share their experiences with me. While some of their lives seem very different, many parts seem similar, proving that we can have things in common even though we live halfway across the world. I have now expanded my global mindset and am interested in learning about countries that have expanded outside the US. This short-term study abroad has made me want to go study abroad for a semester to learn more about countries and cultures. These 3 weeks have been the most exhausting and full-packed days of my life, but I am so glad that I decided to join this program.